Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I know it's been quite a while. Last weekend I was pretty much flat out busy doing stuff with the family. And then the weekend before I did film a coloring video, but I was just really uncomfortable and unhappy with the quality. My husband was home, the kids were running around crazy. So I decided not to post it. I'll briefly go over what I did in that video in case you guys are interested in seeing it. Then what I might do, just leave me a comment if you'd like me to, is I could post the videos that actually split up into 3 sections because I did a long one. I could post the videos without sound, but you won't really hear me explaining what I'm doing. But I'll briefly go over what I did here today. And then, like I said, if you guys are interested, just leave me a comment and I will post them soon, just without sound. It was just kind of crazy. There was a lot going on. My husband kept asking me questions and stuff while I was coloring, so I just totally lost focus. So let me move some of my stuff here out of the way and we'll go over all of this stuff very soon. But quickly, I'll just go over what it was that I did last week. So the first thing I did, actually it was not last week, 2 weeks ago, but first of all I did a lot of backgrounds. Basically I just colored or painted in backgrounds in my books and a couple of my pages that I was working on. So I was working on this page from Molly Harrison's Halloween fantasy coloring book, and I finished coloring the drawing part with my Black Widow pencils, and I decided to paint the background with straight acrylic paint, so that's what that is. And the blue part is a mix between a metallic blue and black because I want it to come out really dark, and that's what gives it this shimmery quality. And then the gold is a mix between gold metallic paint and yellow. And so basically that's what the video was me just applying the acrylic paint. I'm going to go around and I'm going to actually cut the white out, and I'm probably going to paste this onto a piece of cardstock. I was thinking about adding some stars, and actually let's just do that quickly. We'll just stickles, because I love stickles, and that's a nice quick and easy thing that we can do together. So I've got some gold stickles here, and I've got this pretty purple blue color. So just quickly thinking, I can do some fun stuff here. Thinking the purple we can do some like swirls here. Okay, and then we'll add some stars in gold. One more here. And then also something else I was thinking about is I just bought this one. I haven't used it yet, and I was thinking about doing some vines at the bottom of the pumpkin. I just love stickles. So much fun. They're easy to apply, and it gives you a pretty sparkly finish. I'm just opening it now to make sure. Okay, so there wasn't anything blocking it. So I'm gonna go ahead, So these two I bought at Michael's, and this one I bought, actually I think I got these from Michael's as well, but in a different section of the store. And this definitely has a much thicker tip than the other two. I don't know if you can see that. I'm actually not sure how this is going to come out now. But if you compare the tips, I don't know if you can see those. This one is much finer than this one. And this thing gets in the way, so I don't like that. Yes, this one definitely doesn't lay down as well. So, I mean, just comparing the two, this bottle is much easier to use than this one. This thing kind of gets in the way, and it just doesn't lay down in as nice of a shape. With that being said, even though it does have a thicker nozzle, it didn't lay down too much thicker, so I don't mind that so much. But there we go. And now we're done, and I'm just going to sign it with a gold gel pen. We'll let this dry. Okay. So that's what I did. All I did was I laid down the acrylic paint on my last video. That's all that was. So now that I explained to you what I did, it was very simple. I did talk about the brushes I like to use a little bit, but we'll delve back into that with another video, I'm sure, in the future. So just leave me a comment if you'd like to see that. And then the other thing I did, I'm just going to move this out of the way, my same trusty green construction paper backgrounds that I use for everything. Those are the same two pieces I've been using for months now. I did, as you guys know, we've been working, the biggest chain of videos that are on my channel right now is my double page spread in Mythomorphia. And it's been taking a long time, and we keep picking at it and coming back and going away and doing other stuff and coming back. But we are getting close now, so here we are. Let me just make sure you guys can see it. So the other thing I did was I'm trying to remember now, I think I colored the background with pencil first. And I don't think it was Prismacolored pencils, although it might have been. But anyway, it was very kind of scratchy looking. I feel like it wasn't pencil. I'm trying to remember what I did first. It had to have been pencil. Silly of me to not remember. I'm sorry, that's right. I used my Crayola Super Tips. It was a marker. Sorry about that, guys. Just trying to remember what I did. And I didn't do that on video. I did finish some of it on video, but the most of it I did in my spare time. I used my Crayola Super Tips, and I couldn't find my black marker, my black Crayola Super Tip, and I ended up using, it was basically like a dark gray. And I wasn't thrilled with the way the background looked, so during that last video, I went in with black acrylic paint and I watered it down a little bit. And I went on top of the marker. And if you look closely, I'm going to zoom you in here a little bit. Yeah, perfect. If you look closely, you can still see the marker because I didn't get super close with the paint to the parts I had colored. So you can still see the marker kind of outlining all my objects here. And the darker portion would be the acrylic paint. So my thought here is that I kind of wanted everything to have kind of like a mystical glow. So I think the fact that the lighter gray underneath the acrylic paint is around everything adds to that, and we'll add some color to it as well later once I decide what I want to do there. So that's all I did, is I just went over there. I did some coloring with a marker first to finish up what I hadn't finished, and then I used the acrylic wash on top of that, and that's all I did. That was the extent of that video. So I'm not going to work in this today. There's a lot I want to do by myself to finish up. Like, let me zoom you back out so you can see what I'm talking about. I'm going to finish up like this tree and this tree over here by myself, because you guys have already seen that technique. And then what we'll do is we'll do the finishing touches on video. So I'll probably do some stuff to the sky. We'll do this castle on video, even though I haven't decided how I want to do that yet. So we might have about 2 more on video portions before we finish this. I still need to color this fairy angel thing and the animals over here. So I do still have some finishing touches to do. So we might get those parts on video, and then we'll do the sky finish up on video, and then we should be done. But in the meantime, in the background, I will go and finish up the tree portions off video. Okay, so something else I've been working on recently off video is I started coloring my cover to Ivy and the Inky Butterfly. Now, by Johanna Basford. I love her books. I have about half of them. I will own them all someday, but right now I've got Ivy, I've got Lost Ocean, I've got Secret Garden, and I also have her brand new World of Flowers, which we'll get to in a moment. So I told myself I wasn't going to color the covers because, first of all, the artwork on the covers is gorgeous, and I love the pleating, like the gold, in this case the gold and teal pleating. And then on this one she has some really pretty like light pink pleating, and I love that, and I didn't want to take away from it. And the biggest fear of screwing it up and just doing a bad job. But I don't know why, one day I just picked up, actually I started here, I picked up my Crayola Super Tips and started coloring these in, and then I just said, yep, let's just go for it. So I've been in my own time picking away at it, and I did this corner, the hydrangeas in Crayola Super Tips, but everything else that you see I've done with my Arteza fine liners. And I've had a lot of fun playing around and experimenting with those. And I'm not completely done here, I'm about halfway. But I don't plan on doing this on video, but I will probably post some progress picture updates when I get there, as I work on it. So yeah, it's kind of scary stuff, but I really like how it's coming out so far, so I'm glad I decided to do that. And now, this is what we'll be working in today. I love this book. It's amazing, and I love Johanna Basford. And so the funny thing is I knew the book was coming out. It's been a big hype all over my coloring groups and stuff, particularly my my Johanna Basford Facebook coloring group. And they've been hyping it up, and she's been awesome. She's been doing these contests and these color alongs and stuff to prep for it. And I told myself, you know, I know it's coming, but I have so many books. I just got some gifts from my husband for my birthday, so I said, you know, I'm going to wait, and I'm not going to buy it right away. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to wait. That's what I told myself. But then the book came in and everybody's doing flip throughs and everybody's coloring in it and the pages are so beautiful. I think I lasted a day. It came out in the US not last week, but the week before on a Thursday. And is that right? Maybe it was last Thursday. Yeah, not this last week, but the week before. It came out on a Thursday and I think I bought it Friday. So it didn't last very long. And then it came in on Saturday and it's just, it's gorgeous. I love Johanna Basford. I'm a huge fan of hers and I love her artwork and I love coloring flowers, and this is a whole book of flowers. So this is totally just meant for me. So I'll do a quick flip through. I'm not going to go into detail. There are so many flip throughs online for this book. So if you want it to be a little bit slower, just go ahead and look around on YouTube. But we'll do a quick flip through of this book. And as you can see, this is the page I started coloring. But the cover opens up here to this beautiful spread that can be colored. And then the cover page. And I'm coloring these with my Black Widow pencils, which I'm having a lot of fun with. I'm just trying to get a feel for them and learn how to use them some more. And I'm just having a lot of fun blending colors and playing around with those. Again, I think I've decided with Johanna Basford's books that I'm going to go from front to back just because I love every page. So it's not a matter of trying to decide what page. I have a hard time picking pages. So by doing it that way, it kind of just, you know, helps me decide. So we have this page, which is beautiful. I love all these flowers here. Then your nameplate page. This is pretty. I like this block border with the flowers inside. Just gonna bring this in frame. There we go. And you can tell it's very new. I haven't really broken in the binding yet. Potted succulents. I love succulents. I have a bunch. They're kind of not making it though because Miss Princess Abigail keeps picking at them. But I do love succulents. This is a pretty flower. I like that. And many of you will recognize this page. These were some bonus pages that Johanna Basford released to the community for coloring for free before her book came out. I love this. I love this. Kind of can't wait to get to this page, but I think I am going to go front to back, just like I'm doing an ivy at the moment, or decided to do an ivy. This is so cool too. Very reminiscent of the Wonder Room, but on shelves. Some butterflies here. Again, this is gorgeous. Little terrarium. Some beetles. I like this, the lanterns hanging from the trees. Got some vines and stuff in the background. Potted plants. Love this page, and I've already seen quite a few people do this page and it just came out beautifully. That'll be fun to get to. Another very detailed page. This will be fun to probably do with fine liners. This is gorgeous too. I love the bottles. Love the bottles. The bottles remind me a lot of, I think it's Hannah Carlson does a lot of stuff kind of like that. Pretty bottles and such. And I don't have any of her books, but I'm hoping Santa brings me some of her books. I would love to try coloring her artwork. So gorgeous. Love this page. This is another highly detailed page. Love these. I just started watching a coloring series on YouTube by Sani R, and that's S-A-N-I-R, and she's coloring this page with Derwent Inktense pencils. It is coming out beautifully. I love my watercolored pencils, and I know Inktense are different than watercolors. I know that because they're ink. But I can't wait to get my hands on a set of those, even a small set, just to experiment with them, especially after watching her do this page. It's coming out so pretty. This little house, it's cute. Seen these two pages done a couple of different ways too, as tiles with like the blue and the cream, which looks really pretty. And then I saw somebody else do something similar, but they did like a cream and a pinkish red color. So much you could do with these. Again, more succulents. Oh, maybe not. They might be flowers like gerbera, daisies, and such. Another butterfly page. Love this. It's pretty. And then this is, what do they call these? A sugar skull, I think. Kind of like a Day of the Dead thing. This is a gorgeous double page spread. This will be fun to get to. And it's got a little bit of everything. Got some moths and some butterflies, and you've got your flowers and your little houses, and then a gorgeous border. I mean, this is just a little bit of everything. And there you go. And then we have our color test page, which I already started using. And then in the back, she has this pull-out poster. And it is perforated, so you can literally pull it out. Actually, let's do that. Gently, gently now. Alright, so we'll look at that in a second. And then again, she has a couple of her other books here. So I don't have any of her artist editions yet. I do have Lost Ocean and Magical Jungle. I'm not sure. Oh, these are postcards. I don't have any of her postcards yet. So I don't have Magical Jungle. I don't have Johanna's Christmas. I would love to have those. Particularly, not so much Magical Jungle. I'm not sure if I'm going to buy that one, but I really would like to get Johanna's Christmas. And again, this page flips out as well. And then here's the back cover. I think this cover particularly is going to be really fun to color because it's kind of hard to mess up their flowers and just make it bright and colorful, and I think it'll be a lot of fun to tackle this cover. And I know I already started in here, but covers are intimidating for me. I only just got the courage to start doing those. So even though I said I'm going to go front to back, which I do plan on doing, the covers, including the inside itself, is, you know, I'll take my time when I get into those. But I think that this will probably be the next book cover that I do, because I think this is just going to be so easy and so fun. So now let's take a look at that poster. So it's two-sided. We have this side here, Again, just there's so much going on, a lot of little houses and then a gorgeous border. That'll be a lot of fun to do. And then there's this gorgeous garden. So I think for both of these, I'll probably, don't quote me on this, but probably going to do fine liners because there's just so many details. And markers are just so easy and fun to color with. Pencils are fun to color with, but it takes a lot longer. Markers are fun in the respect that you can get beautiful results pretty quickly. So if you're looking for a quicker finish, then markers are the way to go. And I like coloring with both. Okay, so we'll put this back in here, and we'll jump back to here, and I'll show you a little bit about what I'm doing. So I'm going to show you this color flower because I did it here, and I kind of perfected it this morning and tweaked some things. I'm going to do the same thing on this one, so I'll show you that. And I'm using my Black Widow colored pencils for this. And then I'm going to try Claire Holloway coloring. She's in my Johanna Basford Facebook coloring group. She posts the most lovely tutorials, and she just did one for flowers that look really ripply, and I want to try it. So, and I'm looking for flowers on this page that look really wrinkly, and I think this is the one to do that with. So this one we're going to try. So this is not a tutorial. This is me trying somebody else's technique from a tutorial that I watched last night. So you're just going to kind of bear along with me while I muddle through that. So, but first, let's color this flower here. Some people in my Facebook group have been asking me a lot of questions about working with the Black Widow colored pencils. So I figured we'll do a small little tutorial today on this color palette so that way you can see how it lays down and get a feel for it via video. So I'm actually using, I have all 3 sets. My husband, this was my birthday present for my husband. And the colors I'm using for the flowers right now, I haven't delved into the other ones, are from the not the scorpion, the cobra set, which is the 3rd set. And for this flower, we are using tulip, fancy pink, and then we're finishing it off with a deep red for some deeper highlights. So we're gonna start with the tulip. Just make sure you can see that. Oh, my camera's not focusing, maybe because it's shiny. But anyway, so this is tulip, and that's from the Cobra set. And the first thing I'm doing, let's zoom in, and I will try to remember, guys, bear with me, that we're zoomed in before I move to anything else. So the first thing I do is I find the best, well, you can work 2 ways with these. You can go from dark, heavy pressure, and then fan out your pressure so it's light. So we'll do that first. So down here, I'm going to use heavy pressure. And I'm actually only using the tulip to just pass these little circles. So then I'm going to go to medium pressure. And then I'm slowly going to bring it out to lighter pressure. So you can do it that way. And I've done this both ways on these flowers. I'm just trying to get a feel for how to use these pencils still. Or another way I've been doing is I lay down the whole area light with the lightest pressure. And then I go in with my medium. Not as far down. And then I go in and do the dark. And usually when you do that way, you have to go back and blend your layers a little bit. But you can do it either way. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that for all of these. I'm going to go back to this way. So again, darker, so I'm going to use heavier pressure here. Heavy pressure to medium pressure to lighter pressure.
Can I go with the eye?
As long as you finished all your chores.
Okay.
Go get dressed. You're not going out like that.
Yeah.
Okay, and again, heavy pressure to a medium pressure to a lighter pressure.
One thing, I need to get dressed. I need to get dressed. I need to
Tucker,
get dressed.
go to the front door, open it quickly, tell him you're getting dressed, and then go get dressed.
I need to get dressed.
Okay, and so there's the tulip. And now the next color we're going to use, let me just bring this over here, sorry guys. Next color we're going to use is Fancy Pink. And again, this is from the Cobra set of Black Widows. It's from the same set. So now, what I do is, this one, I definitely go in, well, this one I've been just going in light, very light, and I'm trying to keep it almost white at the tip of the flower. So go in white, not light, and then I've been going in and doing my medium. So I'm using my second technique here, where I'm laying down the layers a little bit separately. And then go in with my heavy pressure at the bottom. Okay. Now I haven't tried using the gradual pressure technique, so we're going to try that quickly here. I haven't tried that for the second layer. So we're going to try it. So I'm going heavy. And then I'm going to bring it out to medium. And then we're going to make it lighter. And that works just as well. Just going to go in and make this a little bit darker. Okay. So heavy. Medium. Okay. Okay, and then for these, what did I do here? Right, so for these, I'm going to go darker here. And I'm going to bring it out till it gets lighter. Okay, quite happy with that. So now the last step is I'm going to use the deep red and I'm just going in. I have a very, just don't know if you guys can see, I have a very sharp point here. And I'm going to just go in and use a hard or a heavy pressure